past week, I learned some powerful lessons from a horse. I know, if you know me, you know that I'm terrified of horses, or have been my whole life, so this was a big feat. So I'm going to share with you some of the lessons. So Ingela Traynor runs Equine Therapy down in Mullumbimby in New South Wales, Australia. And she invited me along to a course because we were looking at doing some work together with LadyBalls, which is totally appropriate, and you'll understand why by the end of this video. One of the biggest things going in for me was I knew that I had to overcome a fear. And so going into this, I was also, as usual, addicted to the growth. I'm a rip me open, do whatever you've got to do with me to get that personal growth, and I'm totally addicted to that buzz that you get. And I had to overcome the fear. So the first thing I learned was how fast you can actually overcome those fears. Fear is a good thing because it can work as a driver. In this particular case, the fear was something I had to overcome by using what I had learned in my hypno breathing. When I had the babies with hypnobirthing, I learned a breathing that slows down your heart rate, keeps you calm, and puts your body into a state of ease. Now, it took me a little while to wiggle into this, but once we started getting into the action, I was so focused on the things that we were doing and learning about the horses that I didn't even think about my fear, which proves my favorite quote true yet again: action removes doubt, as always. The next one is probably the biggest one of the day. This particular horse was really stubborn and didn't want to move its feet. And I was giving off the energy because I needed it to go around and lead it around me. And at this point, we had led horses without body language and energy. No ropes, no hands. Something I didn't realize was a thing that you could even do. And it was so empowering. But on day 2, I had a rope with the bridle, a very loose bridle, and I had to guide the horse around. And to do that, it was standing strong and didn't want to move its feet. So to get it to move, I had to conjure up all of the strength in me and all of the powerful energy in me to get the horse to move. I didn't change my words. I didn't change what I did with my body. I didn't change the noises I was making. I literally had to shift my energy. Now, to do that, I had to go to the absolute extreme, because if this horse was stubborn and didn't like doing what it was told, like me, and it was a mirror of me, in my brain I was going, don't do it then. I don't like being told what to do either. Just stand there. That's what I'd do. But I had to shift that energy to get this horse to move, because I had to imagine that this was life or fucking death. Like, if I didn't conjure up this powerful energy in me to shift this horse, it would die, and that would be on me. Now, I know that that seems really dramatic and extreme, but that's what I needed to do to find that power and leadership within me to get the horse to move. Now, as Ingela taught us, you get to a point where you can summon up that amount of energy, but it doesn't have to be life or death. It doesn't have to be so extreme and dramatic. It just becomes natural. So that got me thinking, where in my life am I being stubborn and standing still? Where am I going, you know what? Don't do what anyone tells you, just cruise, just do you. Or what if what I need to do in this world is a matter of life or death? And I was able to see the power that I can conjure up in me in a split second just by changing my state and my energy. Imagine what we can achieve if we can actually do that in our everyday lives. Imagine if there's something you need to go and do that might not be life or death, but you really need to do it. To know that you have the power to conjure up that energy in your body and make shit happen that is really hard usually, is such a powerful feeling to have. Animals, and in this case horses, are mirrors just like humans. So I know that if a person is triggering me, then I need to look at what it is about them that is triggering me, see that they're a mirror of myself, and see if that's something within me that I need to heal or work through. And that's exactly what happened with the horses. See, there was a particular horse that I was drawn to who at first I was a bit afraid of because she was so full on, she was bigger. Somebody said you don't mess with her, that she's stubborn, that she doesn't like to do what people tell her, and I thought, oh my god, this horse is so like me. You know, some people find me intimidating, and I know that I can give off this staunch exterior and people don't understand that I'm just a big softie on the inside, right? So this horse was a perfect mirror of myself. So it was the perfect horse for me to work with on the day. The third thing comes back to that staunchness, and that is connection. You see, I walked in there and I wanted to connect with every single one of those horses to overcome my fear. But you see, on the outside, the staunch Croatian background, the putting up my walls from things that happened when I was young, and I'm just like, wall, 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 all the time, ice queen. And I can seem like I'm not approachable. But on the inside, I am such a big softie, and I want to connect. I crave that connection with other humans, but I hide from it. I become introverted, which a lot of people don't believe, but I am. I'm introverted, and my group of friends is so small because I am so introverted and because I am so protective of myself. And so these horses see right through that, right? So it didn't matter about my staunchness. My connections were there because the force field I usually have around me was invisible to the horses. And I thought about it, and the quality people that I like to connect with, my force field is invisible to them too. It's like my man said afterwards, yes, I've got my walls, but he can see straight through them. And I remember him saying that on day one. So if you're a person that kind of keeps your distance and craves connection, just let down those walls, because imagine the connections we're missing out on by keeping ourselves so staunchly protected all of the time. The opportunities of a beautiful connection. Now, the last lesson kind of summarizes the entire experience, and that is you are called to lead. Whatever industry you're in, whatever it is that you're doing in your business, in your life, you are called to lead. We're all called to lead in some way. And to do that, that power that we have inside us is already there. We've just got to dig down, get it, pull out that power, and we can help change the world. So what is that thing for you? What is that power that you wish that you could conjure up? What is that thing that you want to achieve? Can you imagine that feeling of being so freaking powerful that you can achieve anything? That's what I got out of that day. So in the future, we're looking at doing some stuff together. So the LadyBalls Retreat, if you're used to seeing us doing the indoor skydiving, it was powerful, but this was next level powerful. So I want to incorporate that in the next LadyBalls Retreat. So keep an eye out. Go to ladyballs.com, get the book for free, download, subscribe to something, and we'll make sure we let you know when something happens. So if you want to know more about equine therapy with Ingela, I'll put the details here so you can go over to her Facebook page, you can check it out, and you can look at the other courses she's got coming available. So I will see you soon, Lady Baller.